Standing outside Kuchel, which is the oldest restaurant in Europe from the 1100s. It's at the Stone Bridge, which is also from the 1100s. This is the graffiti part of Regensburg, and there's the old bridge and people are out for a day on the river. But we have spent way too much time on this river, so we're going into the old city instead. We are standing in the old city and looking up at the Gothic cathedral busy being renovated.
Gail's doing her ballet stretches in the park before dinner. We're leaving Regensburg after a lovely rest day, which was important to dry all of our shoes and clothes and wash everything and clean our bikes. So, yeah.
Happy days. Ethel's eating his breakfast. We had an early morning leaving Regensburg and now we're sitting having breakfast on the Danube. We're about 50 k's into our massive 140k day of cycling and going past the village of Straubing with some pretty countryside.
It's just past 12 and we've already done 70 kilometers this morning. It's going to be a long day of riding because we've got another 70 to go. There's lots of construction work happening on the levees, and so this road is actually signed as being closed, but because yesterday was a public holiday, there's no construction work happening, so perfectly okay for us to ride through the construction zone.
Lots of roadworks going on, and so Ethel is very kindly taking my bicycle up the steep hill to the slope. As he said, he's entrenching the patriarchy.
Just can't get enough of these fields of poppies. They're so beautiful.
Our very special bogan in the middle of Germany.
I can't do any wheel spins though. It's only 2:30 in the afternoon and already we've done 100 k's. We're on a bit of a diversion off the Danube route. The sun's out. We're making good time. It's downhill and we got a wind behind us. Ain't life sweet?
Bakery treats would make it sweeter.
Oh. We've gone 110 kilometers and we're a little bit shattered.
But mostly strong.
And we need bakery treats to get us the last 30 k's. We've been seeing a few ruined castles.
Turn left on turn.
There's our first evidence of summer in Germany. There's a beach where people swimming in the Danube. Gail's rather scared of bears and we've come across this bear. Hopefully it'll be fine in our campground tonight.
We're coming into Passau after a massive day of 146, I think.
And it's quite impressive with the castle on top of the hill, crossing over the road. And we go under the mountain with no traffic. Nice little shortcut.
We are on the banks of the Danau and we're in Passau, in a quiet section of the old city, after having cycled under the tunnels. Very happy to be here after 150 kilometers.
The hot air ballooners are going up above the city to look at the view.
So it's day 40 and we are exploring Passau Old City before we head out. Original Black Forest cuckoo clocks. Well, that sounds super traditional.
The River Inns and the Danube River join at Passau, and we're crossing the River Inns at the moment.
We're in Innstadt on the Sun route, which is EV7.
As we leave Passau, we can see the three rivers joining together. This is the Inns, and there's the Danube coming through, and that little bridge over there is the Is, where we camped last night. Very pretty view. Cycling along the Danube, in between the trees we occasionally see the river, and then castles looking out over the river.
Looking across from the EV7 to the EV6, where we were going to be cycling today, but we're quite happy to be on the shady side. You can see the great wooded forests and hills of Austria. Ethel's being my absolute hero. 90 steps he's pushing bikes up. How do you feel? How do you feel?
So today's a hot day along the Danube, but fortunately the waters of the Danube are really cool. So we have a cool breeze, even though the sun's warm, about 25 degrees.
We are just going around a huge meander in the Danube, and it's absolutely lovely. So we're surrounded on all sides by forest now.
The Danube has changed from being a narrow, mighty river in a deep gorge to being a very wide, open, flat river in an open plain. This is quite cool. We're catching the cable ferry across the Danube and just slowly
Inching out. So that's not a telephone wire, that is our cable from the ferry that's pulling us across the Danube. The EV7 has stopped on this side and we're going back to the EV6.
This is our motto as a family.
We pedaled it out, but not today. Today we're catching the Flixbus up to Cesky Krumlov in Czechia, and we've left our bikes at our camping spot. Look behind me quick. You can see the Haribo shop. We're going to stop in there on our way back. We're a bit excited.
Lollies.
Oh no, it's a video.
We're in Cesky Krumlov, and the last time I was here was 30 years ago when I was traveling.
Is it the same?
I don't know, we've only just arrived.
We've just walked in from the Flixbus stop. It's looking pretty good so far.
The old city of Cesky Krumlov. We are living in the leper actually
Oh
tonight.
my goodness.
This is so nice.
Hostel Skippy in Cesky Krumlov.
It's right on the river. It's beautiful.
Don't look down.
Our cards. This is golden tarot card. So now we are in the masquerade hall, and it was painted in 1748 by Joseph Lederer.
We're having chicken. We had this a few years ago, which was really great.
Yes, we're having it with Nutella and with mandel, which is almond.
We're having the turtleneck, the chimney cake.
Traditional Bohemian dessert.
Delicious. We have enjoyed our time in Cesky Krumlov.
Very much.
Now we've walked the centre of town flat and now our legs are sore.
Time to go back to Linz. So you've heard the saying, like a kid in a candy shop. Well, that's where I am at the moment, in the Haribo factory shop. And like a kid in a candy shop, I've got a kid's trolley. So this is the equivalent of Athel in a Haribo shop. He's racing into the Bunnings of Germany. So we're still in Bunnings, but here in Austria it's called Bauhaus.
And I've found the Bunnings sausage sizzle is sort of not nearly like the Bauhaus sausage sizzle, sausage and a beer.
That's service for you.
We're leaving Linz on the pathway along the Danube after a nice 2 days break going up to Cesky Krumlov. This is really interesting. On this side of the Danube it's all nature, and on that side it's all industry.
We're back to the farming fields and to the wheat, but this time it's a bit more soggy than before. We're approaching Enns, which is Austria's oldest town. Well, we got a bit lost in a back roads, but look at this very pretty view from where we got lost to. This is the old town of Enns up on the hill, the oldest town of Austria.
So this is the traditional stand-up paddleboard here in Austria on the Enns, which is a tributary of the Danube. Delicious lunch on the banks of the Danau.
First lunch, there will be more.
There will be. The Danube narrows now into a gorge as it heads down towards Grain. What started off as a cloudy and rainy day is now a steamer. It is so warm. It's so hot. The ducks are sleeping in the middle of the path, and they don't.
Getting your ducks in a row.
The Danau route just disappears, and we're on a major road, no shoulder, lots of trucks, and there was nothing to tell us that there was a nice rural path going along the other side of the bank, and the next turn to that is about 20 kilometers away, which is not great. So we decided to rather turn around and go back to Grain, where there's a bridge before you get to the city. Pretty little town, but we're very glad that we decided to turn around and not carry on with the road along the north side.
This is a beautiful part of the Danube. We're back between the wooded hills and we're heading towards Ibs and towards Melk Abbey.
This is a fully laden barge being pushed along the Danube. It sits so low in the water.
We're 10 k's from Melk. It's been 130 k's already, so my knee's a bit sore.
We have our extremes here. Here's our tent right next to the cruise ship terminal, and then over here is Melk Abbey, just a short walk away.
It's Wednesday morning. It's day 41 of cycling, but first we're going to have a look at Melk Abbey. We're going for a wander around the town now. We're here nice and early for the market, and you can see Melk Abbey behind the city centre. Here we are at the Benedictine Abbey, founded in 1089. So a really historical place here. Coming to the central courtyard, you can hear all the school kids, their voices around. There's something happening here today. Now imagine going to school at a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We've been seeing lots of school kids going in today to the Milk Abbey. Not everyone here is on holiday, folks, but we are. Even though, as Ethel says, it's a 36-degree day today and we have 70 k's, so I better go.
We're leaving Melk this morning, going over the Danube on a very high bridge. And it's going to be a short day today, just 80 kilometers.
It's a windy day on the Danube. Beautiful scenes, but quite hard work. Beautiful views of peach orchards. And we just went past a Honesty System schnapps box at the side of the road. Lovely valley. So we've moved on from peaches and now we're in the wine vineyards. We're in the town of Spitz, about to have morning tea.
Having a little local produce that we bought from a local trading store sitting next to the Danube, which is flowing incredibly strongly here at Spitz. It's a powerful river. The vineyards squashed between the Danube and the cliffs.
This is Dürnstein Castle. We're 40 k's in for the day.
40 k's in for the day, another 40 to go. Town hall.
That was the old town hall. We're in the Altstadt of Krems. Just had to stop and look at these sweethearts. Look at all those signets on a line in the log. Oh, I just love that. Hey, I have to tell you it's day 42 and we're on our way to Vienna for a mini break. And we've only got 55 k's. Beautiful day as well.
Yes.
We're about to stop for morning tea in the Gartenstadt of Tulln. Very impressive statue depicting a special story of the knights and of the feudal times of Austria. But what we particularly like about this entire statue complex, hello page boy, is right at the end. Who's this little fellow? He's probably bringing the Black Death.
Where we have to cycle 80 to 100 kilometers a day, and then we can eat whatever we like.
It's a seafood diet. We see food, we eat it. But look. Blue cheese. Just to try it out.
On white rolls, and then for dessert we got chocolate mousse.
Oh, good. So we've recently discovered that we've lost about 10 kilograms each in the last 2 months. We are on a crash diet of chocolate mousse for breakfast because we can.
Very easy cycling heading into Vienna this morning because it's wind behind us, beautiful environment, and a short day of cycling. We've arrived in Vienna and it's a warm day. We're just exploring a bit, and everything is at an incredibly grand scale and quite overwhelming.